Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. We have been doing a lot of tactics videos on the channel lately. I've been experimenting, tweaking, I've been playing a lot of the game. I'm going to be playing my 6th weekend league tonight, and I feel like I've got a very good grip on the formations and tactics right now. Maybe as good as I've had all year. I've played a lot of the game this year. I didn't play much over maybe like January to late March, but I've played a lot recently, and you probably saw my video yesterday where I put my full custom tactics setup. Very happy with that, getting very good results with that. I will be streaming tonight after the Man City Real Madrid game over at twitch.com/Zelonius92 if you want to go watch me there. But in this video today, we are going to be talking about all the best formations. I'm going to give you quick rundowns of each. I'll give you a little idea of the custom tactics I'd use for them. And I'll be telling you basically all the meta custom formations in the game that I think are very usable. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. This is the team I'll be using for this weekend league. Hopefully, I'll get some very good Premier League TOTS cards to add to it. So this is what my current setup is. Obviously, I'm not going to change this, my actual tactics, but that gives you an idea of some of the formations I really like. We're going to just go from the top left and go through every formation. Some we'll spend 5-10 seconds on, some I'll give you a rundown. 4-5-1, not one I would recommend. 4-1-4-1, not either. 4-2-3-1 definitely doesn't suit how I like to play. I don't think it's one of the top meta formations this year, but it's definitely a usable one. It's probably a very good formation for someone who's learning the game, quite new to the game, to pick up and play, in my opinion. 4-2-3-1 is very solid across the board. It's good defensively. It's good at keeping the ball. I just think formations that don't have two strikers, unless they really excel in other areas, they can lack a bit. In this formation, you'd be definitely going balanced direct passing. You'd probably like 40 depth, 40 width. And then I would have the cams all on comeback on defense. Or if you wanted to be very good at counter-attack, this formation can do that when you put stay forward on them. However, it's not as good defensively then. But pretty good formation. This one, pretty good at seeing out again, but that's about it. 4-5-1, I wouldn't really use that. 4-4-1-1 is a decent hybrid between the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-4-2. It's definitely usable. You'd run pretty similar tactics for that to the 4-2-3-1. 4-4-2, I used it quite a lot early in FIFA, and I quite liked it, but I think it's good, and I think it's very good across the board, but I just don't think it excels in any area too much compared to some of the others. It's pretty good at pressing. It's not a bad all-out attack tactic that if you want to be still pretty solid but be able to press well. I just don't think it has some of the strengths of some of the other formations. For this, you'd probably be going like 50 width in the attack, maybe even 60, so you can stretch teams out wide and make more space in the middle for cutbacks. Defensively, I'd probably go 50 width again. You can defend a bit wider in this formation. And I would definitely have the wingers on comeback on defense, so you can have like 2 banks of 4 to defend with. In terms of the narrow, definitely don't think it's very viable this year. I think width is too important, which you can get with the fullbacks, but because through balls and counter attacks are so OP on this game, to get the width in this formation, you leave yourself so vulnerable. So I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend that one either. 4-2-2, always a formation that I think is going to be pretty good. Like the 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2, it's always going to be a good meta formation. I've used this a lot this year. I would probably put it as the 4th best right now. I still think it is very viable. It's a very good hybrid of the 4-4-2 and the 4-2-3-1. You get good defense. You get 2 strikers. And I think it just covers a lot of areas of the pitch. I don't think it's as OP going forward as some of the top formations. And it is pretty good defensively, but not insane. But a very good hybrid of some of the good formations. I would say you'd run pretty similar tactics to the 4-4-2 in this. 4-3-1-2 is just another version, really, of the narrow diamond. I would not be using this. 4-1-3-2 looks a bit of a weird formation. I've never really experimented with it, and I've never really seen anyone else get much joy of it. Maybe it could be pretty good defensively, but it's not one I'd recommend. 4-3-3-5. Now, the 4-3-3 historically was one that I would never recommend because the wingers in the 4-3-3 were just useless. By that I mean they just sit wide and never do anything else. Now you can get them to cut inside and get involved a lot more, and that's a bit more like inside forwards, like from FM if you're used to that. I think the 4-3-3 is pretty good. I found in the 4-3-3 5th variation the centre forward's very good at link-up play, and then you can put not direct passing, you go forward runs and balance build up, and then put the centre mids to get forward, and they give a really good overlap. So this formation is OP when it comes to attacking and overwhelming people. However, it's not as good defensively as some of the best formations because of how attacking it is. So I would not put it as like top 3, but it's definitely one of my favourite formations. If you want to try something a bit different, it's very good. You can always YouTube Zelonius 4-3-3 and you'll come up with the tactics I've got for that in depth. I think the other 4-3-3s are all viable in different ways. I would just say this one is the best in terms of the balance of what it offers. 4-3-2-1. Without doubt, one of the best formations this year. In my opinion, on Old Gen, it is clear as the best. Through balls are amazing this year. Having 3 strikers essentially for the through balls is incredible. This formation is very good in terms of the attack with the through balls, if not the best for that. But then you also can defend in a 4-4-2, which is very good based on how you do the instructions. I'm not going to go in depth on the instructions for that in the video. You can see in others. But this formation, you make sure one of the 3 strikers is on comeback on defense, the opposite centre mid will be on cover wing, and then you have decent width in the attack and defense, but I don't think you need to do too wide. 4-2-4 maybe has use as an all-out attack, but not one I'd be using. Now the 5-4-1, I don't think it's actually that special on Old Gen. I definitely think it's very good at seeing out a game on any version of the game. It's so good defensively, but I think the lack of pace in terms of the way you can attack in this formation is not as good. So I don't like it as much on Old Gen. It's still definitely viable, just doesn't suit how I want to play. Whereas on New Gen, it is very, very good. New Gen plays quite slow and different to Old Gen. I think New Gen is debatably the best formation in the game. It's so solid defensively. It keeps the ball well. And if you're patient, it can build up very well as well. So that's right up there as a top tier formation this year. The other 5 backs definitely have their uses. I just think the 5-4-1 is the best in general, but they are very solid. You can experiment with them. In terms of the 3 backs, they're all pretty good when it comes to all-out attacks. The 3-5-2 used to be very good on the last few FIFAs. It was kind of a bit of a sleeper OP one that a lot of people didn't really use, but I thought was very good. I think, however, the best right now is the 3-4-2-1. This formation has the 3 strikers that the 4-3-2-1 has. So when you get the 3 strikers that the 4-3-2-1 gets in this, and then you get a left mid, right mid to attack, it is insane going forward. It's not as balanced overall as the 4-3-2-1 or the 5-4-1, but it's probably the best formation in the game when it comes to attack. So it depends what you're looking for. This is my all-out attack tactic. It is viable as a tactic to play the whole game. It just is a little bit gung-ho. If you want a more fast-paced, end-to-end type of style, though, I definitely think this formation is very good. So my favourite 3 are this, the 5-4-1, and the 4-3-2-1. Where is it? There it is. I think then the 4-4-2, the 4-2-3-1, and the 4-2-2 are very good. And after that, I think they do start to fall off a bit. However, there's lots of viable formations. There's lots of ways you can tinker and change things up. Hopefully this video has helped you guys out. I appreciate you all watching. I hope you've been enjoying Weekend League and got some good rewards. As always, keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.